This is the motherboard of Asus R510J, and I will be replacing the heatsink compound on the processors over here to get a better result, and also doing modifications to this copper pipe over here by adding extra copper. This is a standard 16 gauge uh, coated copper wire. So we will remove this heat exchange assembly over here in order to keep the processors safe and do the modifications on that. So I've removed the heat exchange system over here, and as you can see that the paste has become very dry. It's dry. It's literally breaking off. This is the condition. Heat pad, the thermal pad. I'm wondering what a fat pad could help to exchange heat. It almost looks like an insulator to me. I will try to flatten this and use a heatsink solution instead of this pad. I'm not quite sure about this to work as good as a heatsink compound. And with the problem of this drying, there are going to be air gaps, because if there is no liquid or grease, there is going to be air over there. And that is where I think MX-5 from Arctic could do better because of its non-drying properties. And it says 8 years. 8 years, literally 8 years of durability. So we may not have this kind of drying problems with the Arctic's MX-5. Maybe it's as they claim. So heatsink exchanger is out. That is going to be modified. I'm going to remove this thermal pad, flatten that to somewhere that could fit or be placed right on top of that without air gap, and then I would have thermal compound on it, so it will perform better. I'll try to modify this plate. Also, this is not even a heatsink. The heat dissipation system is ready now. As you can see with the modifications done, those are the copper rods that I've put on them. And this is that small heat sink which I have reduced the air gap on this. So the thermal pad is gone, and a heatsink compound is going to be applied with copper rods on top of it. Some parts of the copper rod are touching the heatsink, and some are suspended for good contact with the air. Here's a quick look of the heatsink. And there is a reason why there is gap between those rods over there, and it's off-centered over here. There's a reason why it's off-centered over here. Also, as you can see, the contact starts from 50% of the CPU towards the heat exchanger over there, or the dissipator over there. So, and the takeoff points over here, It's all about the heat flow. You cannot just randomly add copper to this system. It's very important to understand the flow of heat to design things like this. On the body, I've just cut alternate parts of the exhaust vent over there, and two vents on the inlet part over here. That's more than enough. Just don't go ahead and make holes everywhere. That will just mess up with the flow. Easy tip, just go with the flow and make your decisions on that. I've made a tiny air inlet over here right below the fan, which will help to maintain air pressure when the laptop is running hot, and those wide openings over there ready to throw some hot air. After all those modifications, it's like we have done nothing to the laptop, as you can see from the top side. Nice. Okay, so task manager over here and temperature stats. Let us run a 4K 60 FPS video, which is quite a load. 4K 60 FPS. And the processor stats. Okay. It's just a random video from YouTube.
Hey, Stig. You've got a lot of fans coming to watch you race this jet. Go
Processor
on, give
at
them a shout.
100%. Before the modifications, the video used to stop after like every 5 or 7 seconds. Now it's running like a champ, smooth. Processor still at 100%, it's quite a load. Pulling in like 42 watts over there. The max on this is like 45 or 47 something. TDP, processor TDP. Around 45 to 47 for i7 quad core 4720 HQ. You can check that. And Nvidia 950M. No external cooling, by the way. No external cooling, not even the ceiling fan. Just the laptop and its cooling system. Processor still at 100. Video has not even stopped for a second. This was not the case, not at all the case before the modifications. I mean, this is a 6-year-old laptop which is almost certain to run with some heating issues, and now is good. Now it's running like a champ. 6-year-old laptop running 4K 60 FPS with whatever it's got. The cooling system is helping it to give its best, and as you can see, at 100% the temperature is not exceeding 82 and it's hovering around 80, I guess, 80 to max.
I had no idea you could even compete, let alone put...
She said that for my laptop. Okay, now let's see the temperature drop after I close the Chrome browser and how well it does on the cooling system. We'll try to see the temperature drop almost instantaneously. From 80 to like 50 in a few seconds.